I can't even tell you how magical it was to witness people in wheelchairs standing up and walking, people with stage 4 cancers completely cured, people with tumors just dissolving their tumors, and really even people who did not have any illnesses. When their hearts were opened, manifestations were coming without any time delay. Hello everyone, welcome to the Sunshine Pill. Today we're going to talk about a very powerful technique that if you practice for just 2 minutes a day, it can completely transform your life. Okay, so let's get into it. Now before I explain why this technique is so powerful, I want to get into the science a little bit. The HeartMath Institute, which is an organization that deals with studies related to the heart, and it conducts various case studies on people's diseases and other health related issues and sees the heart connection to it. This institute has found that there's a very strong communication channel between the brain and the heart. Turns out that these two organs are constantly feeding off each other's inputs. Now they also found that the heart has an electromagnetic field which is 5,000 times greater than the electromagnetic field of the brain. And that's why feelings are so much more powerful than thoughts, and that's why even in the latest law of attraction videos or whatever you watch, you'll see that people not only talk about thoughts becoming things, but also really feeling into that feeling of your desire being, fulfilled already. So because the heart has such a strong electromagnetic field, it ends up influencing everything around it. And they've measured that this electromagnetic field can span up to like 3 feet from your actual heart. So it literally extends up to 3 feet of your actual heart and can impact everything in that immediate radius. So what happens now is when you encounter a situation that causes you anxiety or stress or worry, the feeling of stress or anxiety or frustration or worry in your heart sends a signal to the brain. And this signal looks something like this. It's a very incoherent signal. It's very jagged, and you'll see that there's a lot of chaos. Now the brain does not understand words like anxiety, frustration, stress and all of that. The only thing it understands is that this signal, when it looks like this, that must mean that there is a potential threat. Right? So the brain is not really designed to do anything other than keep us safe. A brain is literally a survival mechanism when we operate in it from our 3D world. Okay, so the brain realizes that the heart, which is the big boss, is sending it this alert signal, and so it gets extremely alert, and what it does is it tells the rest of your organs and the rest of the cells in the body to stop doing whatever they're doing, because now it's detected that a lion or a tiger has come to eat you, and now it's just preparing your body to fight or flight. Okay, so the problem with this is that there is no actual threat. There is no actual lion or tiger. It could be a simple stressor like your mother-in-law fighting with you, or your boss yelling at you, or you may have had an argument with your spouse. It can be something as simple as that, which does not have any immediate threat to your body or your life, but the brain doesn't understand it. The only thing it understands is that the heart has sent it this signal, so there must be something wrong. So the first thing the brain does is it immediately puts a heart wall, because if there is a lion or a tiger, the brain does not want the heart to produce feelings of love towards this lion or tiger. That's not really going to be good for your survival, right? So the brain immediately puts a wall in the heart so that you don't really feel any sort of feelings of compassion or love towards this animal. And then it tells the rest of your organs, your digestive system, your cells, your healing, all of it to like stop, just so that it can use all that energy to just run away from that scene. And that's why when you're stressed, or when somebody else around you is stressed, it becomes very difficult for them to be compassionate or be loving or come from a place of understanding. It's because their brains have put a heart wall in front of them so that they can be ready to fight or take flight. Okay, so the more you're in this sort of a survival state, the more you're blocking your heart, the more you're blocking your ability to feel feelings of love, compassion, gratitude, appreciation, and all of those high vibration feelings. This was a very useful mechanism for us when we were early men, or when we were hunter-gatherers. But in today's world, there are no lions, there are no tigers that are going to come and eat us up, right? So when our body is constantly in this state of fight or flight, now what's happening is the heart produces feelings of frustration, anxiety, fear, all of this. It's constantly producing it because there's some constant stimulus or the other from the environment, and it's constantly sending this stimulus to the brain. So the brain is always on high alert. The brain is always telling the rest of your organs to shut down and stop producing stop doing what they're doing, so that it can save your life. And when this keeps happening over a long period of time, your body starts producing disease, because none of the organs and none of the cells are doing what they were designed to do. They are just trying to protect you, and they're just trying to help you flee from that threatening situation. Okay, so what this Heart Math Institute also found was that when you produce certain feelings or certain vibrations of a frequency of 0.1 hertz, when you send these vibrations up to the brain, it produces a very coherent signal. So a coherent signal looks something like this. It's not chaotic, it's a very peaceful looking signal, and when it reaches your brain, it kind of tells your brain that, okay, the heart has told me that there is no threat, everything is fine in my surroundings right now, so I can just chill and I can take a back seat, and I'll just tell the rest of the guys also to continue doing their job. Okay, so when the brain finds that the heart is sending it this coherent signal, what it does is it just chills, it calms down, it stops putting you in this stressful fight or flight mode, and the rest of the organs continue to do their functions, they continue their healing. Your digestive system can finally digest your food, your your blood purification system, your liver, everything functions as it was supposed to do when there was no threat around in your immediate surrounding. Right? So what the scientists have found is that this frequency of 0.1 hertz is produced when you have feelings of care, compassion, appreciation, and gratitude. And based on these 4 feelings, they found that if we focus just 2 minutes of our day on these emotions with our attentions in our heart space, the effects of these 2 minutes of focusing on this particular frequency emotions can last for up to 6 hours. Right? So remember when I said the electromagnetic field of the heart is 5,000 times more than that of the brain, and that it extends 3 feet, up to 3 feet around your radius, right? So when you produce these feelings of compassion, of care, of appreciation and gratitude for 2 full minutes, your entire energy body is just charged, and it's just so filled with these emotions, these high vibration coherent emotions that really tell your body that there is no threat, everything's fine, I'm safe, and I can just focus on healing, and I can just focus on love and compassion, and I can focus on just receiving. Right? So this is what this technique does. So the technique that I'm about to teach you today is called the heart coherence technique. It's super simple. Anyone can do it. You can do it from anywhere. It's really there's no excuse not to do it, really. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to focus on your heart space. Okay, if you find it difficult to do it, you can just keep your hand in the prayer mudra. So even earlier when when the ancient people, they really knew this, because the prayer mudra, when you hold your hands in prayer, you literally touch your heart space, and your attention goes from your brain to your heart. And when you're in your heart space, you're able to get out of survival and really tap into faith, tap into love, compassion, and all of that, and really be present with the God that you're praying to. Alright, so if you find it difficult to just focus your awareness on your heart space, just physically touch your heart, or just put your hand in this prayer mudra, and such that the thumbs of both the hands are just touching your heart center, and just focus your attention there. Once your attention is there, just take 5 deep breaths of 4 counts each. So you inhale for 4 counts, you exhale for 4 counts. You do this 5 times, and that's just to bring your attention completely to your heart space and breathe from your heart space. Imagine there's a physical, there's physical lungs in your heart space, and you're breathing from your heart space. That's what we need to do. Once you're there, just think about 3 things you deeply care about, or 3 people or 3 situations you deeply care about. Produce that feeling of care. It could be about, you could think about an animal, you could think about someone you really care about, an old person, or just generally the environment, something you deeply care about. Okay, once you're done with this, Pick 3 things you feel deeply compassionate about, or 3 things you can produce the emotions of compassion for. So you can literally just take 3 people in your life and just think of them as humans who are having their own life experience. They're going through their own emotional struggles and they're having their own interpretation of the world. And when you truly start thinking of them from your heart, you feel so much compassion, you feel so much understanding for what they're going through in life. So produce that feelings of compassion for either 3 people or situations or animals or anything that you can muster up the feelings of compassion. Once you're done with that, go into appreciation. Start producing feelings of appreciation for as many things as you can, because appreciation is such a beautiful feeling and there's so much in this world to appreciate, right? So what I like to appreciate is, I love color. So I really appreciate the beautiful rich colors in flowers, the green, the different shades of green on trees, the fact that life is so intelligent that every single form of life knows exactly what it needs to do for its survival. So you can find appreciation in so many different things if you just look around and see how magical this world is, right? Once you're done with that, move on to gratitude. So gratitude is my absolute favorite, because this is an emotion I can stay in for literally hours, because there's just so much to be grateful for. And I like to do this thing called gratitude rampage, where I don't just say I'm thankful for this, but I truly deeply, with every cell of my body, love to feel that gratitude. So if it's something like my bed that I'm sleeping on, I truly romance my bed. I tell it, oh my god, I'm so grateful that you let me have this beautiful deep sleep, like a full night's sleep, and thank you for supporting my back. Thank you for letting me have this amazing restorative night's sleep. So when you give gratitude to things, really go to the depth of that feeling and really feel it, right? That's what makes it so powerful. So you can feel feel gratitude for 3 things about yourself, about the fact that you're working on yourself, or anything that you feel grateful for about yourself. 3 things that you feel grateful for about your work life, 3 things about your relationships, 3 things about what your money has bought you in your life. When you start feeling gratitude, it's literally like a waterfall of things start coming to your mind, and you just realize how many things you have to be grateful for. It's a beautiful feeling. So if you can stay for more than 2 minutes, nothing like it. But not to start with, you can literally just start with 2 minutes of practicing this, dropping into your heart space and feeling these 4 emotions, and do it twice a day. Because when you do it once, the effects of it last for 6 hours. If you do it twice, it lasts for 12 hours. So after every 6 hours, if you do it, your entire day is sorted, and you will definitely start seeing results of this by the end of 1 week, 2 weeks, 21 days for sure. You will definitely start seeing results. I had the opportunity to attend a Joe Dispenza event last year, and a lot of the techniques that he teaches is around heart coherence. And he has tied up with the Heart Math Institute to see how this heart coherence really changes people's health, and how it really affects people's ability to heal themselves out of terminal illnesses and all of that. So in the retreat, there were people who had come with stage 4 cancers, with tumors, with other autoimmune diseases, digestive issues, so many conditions. And for many hours in the day, our practice was just to focus on the heart and focus on opening the heart and feelings of compassion, love, gratitude, and all of those 0.1 hertz frequency emotions. And it was so miraculous. I can't even tell you how magical it was to witness people in wheelchairs standing up and walking, people with stage 4 cancers completely cured, people with tumors just dissolving their tumors, and really even people who did not have any illnesses, when their hearts were opened, manifestations were coming without any time delay. I had this experience where my partner had written down a manifestation where he wanted to manifest a certain amount of money, and he wrote that down when we went for the retreat. And just within 2 days of just writing that thing down, that exact amount came to him 2 days later. So really, this technique is that powerful. It's super powerful. And imagine in a retreat when there are thousands of people, everybody opening their heart, and the electromagnetic field is 5,000 times that of the brains, and it was just a magical experience. Okay, Now you don't need to go to a retreat to experience this. You can literally sit at home and experience the magic of this, because the more you practice it, the stronger your memory, because your body's memory of this technique and this emotion becomes. As with any habit, if you practice this for 21 days, your body will memorize the feeling, and later it won't even be an effort to do these 2 minutes. It'll just be like a state of being, and that's the most beautiful state to be in, because when you're continuously in that coherent state where you're sending emotions of gratitude, love, appreciation, care, compassion, you're constantly producing that zero point 0.1 hertz frequency emotions, you'll see that everything in your life changes. Your health changes, the kind of people you attract change, the kind of opportunities you attract changes. Everything becomes so magical and miraculous, and the power of that is just in these 2 minutes of practicing what we already have within us. Okay, so let me know what you think about this technique. Comment below and give me your takeaways, and do this for 21 days and come back here and tell me how it was for you. Okay, I love you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.